Hi, welcome back. It's good to see you again. And if you're happening on this channel for the first time, if you were just scrolling and you came across, this thumbnail and you decide to click on it to kind of explore what is going on, thank you for stopping by. And I want to show you how to move around files on your computer, all right, and why it's necessary, right? Now, some of the reasons why you would need to move around files, on your system, your computer, and all of that, for a couple of reasons, right? Now, one of the main reasons would be to kind of back up, create backup. You want to back up some of those files. So you may be moving them from one folder to another folder. You may be moving them from an internal drive to an external drive. The main purpose of moving some of those files you could want to archive them for storage or for future use. So that's one reason why you'd want to move files around, or in your system. Sometimes you would be moving files from one area of your computer to another, and in other cases you might be moving or copying a file to an external device like a hard drive, like I mentioned earlier. All right, so that's one reason. Another reason why you would tend to want to move files is to free up your storage drive. Now, most computers, should I say most? I think the right word is all computers come with a drive. It may be a solid state drive. This is a solid state drive, except that this is an external solid state drive, or a spinning hard drive. This is also an external hard drive, but this is a spinning hard drive. There are moving parts in this drive. There are no moving parts in this drive. All right. So there's a possibility that you would want to move files from the drive that is running your operating system, right? In Windows, it's called your C drive, right? And the Mac, if you're using a Mac, I'm not sure what it's called, but regardless, they both have a main storage drive, a main storage drive where the operating system of the computer runs from. All right, and this is where Windows is installed on, or the Mac operating system is installed on that drive, and all computers would come with that drive, right? Now, since storage has gotten so much more, I would say a little bit more, less expensive these days, that drive is, they're coming with bigger capacities, so to speak, larger capacities, right? But nevertheless, if it's the only drive that is in your system or is connected to your system, whether it be your desktop or your laptop, if it's the only drive, they tend to get saturated over time with files. If you're taking a lot of photos, everything will be going on that drive. If you're doing videos, everything will be storing on that drive. If you have a lot of documents, everything will be stored on that drive. So, over time, that drive is going to become full. And as the drive becomes full, it may get a little bit slower, right? So one of the reasons why you'd want to move files of that main drive, your operating system drive, is to free up space on it so that it's not saturated, it's not overloaded, and this is good for the health of the computer anyway, but it's just a way to kind of reduce just to free up storage space, right? So you would probably move a lot of those photos or videos that you have on that drive to an external drive, something like this. All right. So that's reason number 2. Reason number 3 could be that you are preparing, files or folders to be deleted. So you're kind of gathering them up together, right? You're putting them in a central location on your hard drive or on your system somewhere, or you may be, you may end up transferring those files to an external drive and delete them from there. But nevertheless, like I said, another reason could be that you are just you're preparing certain old files or documents or whatever the case may be. You're preparing them, you're gathering them up, for deletion. You're going to get rid of them, so you're just moving them around, sorting them out so that you can get rid of them. So that could be another reason. Another reason could be the fact that you want to create a system where your files can be accessed easily. You want to create a system where you can find stuff easily, and so that could be another reason why you would move files around on your system or on your drive. Yeah, just to make things a little bit more organized and more logical, and so you would have to move files around, move folders around, just to get things the way that makes sense. That's useful and efficient, right? One more reason why you would want to create, you would want to move files, into different locations or different areas, is just so that you can have a clean workspace. You want to create a clean workspace. Like the way I have the amount of stuff that are icons or shortcuts that are on my desktop right now, on my screen here, this would drive a lot of people crazy. Many people do not like to have so many icons or shortcuts on their computer screen. And it's just like, your document folder where you keep your documents, right? It's just to, you want to create, the idea may be that you want to create a clean workspace. And so there goes the necessity again to kind of move files from one location to the other. All right? So, those are a couple of reasons why, you would move files. Now, if you're new to computers, the next logical question would be, well, then how do I do this, right? How do I move a file from a hard drive, from the computer to a hard drive? How do I move file from one folder to another folder? So here we go. I'm going to show you how to do that. And there are two main ways that you would accomplish that task, right? And the two main ways are to drag and drop or to copy and paste, right? Drag and drop or to copy and paste. At least those are the two methods that I know of and that I have used personally over my lifetime of using computers. So for example, if I want to move one of these headshots in this folder into this folder that I have a folder here titled July 2026, and I have a folder here called headshots. All right. Okay. I want to move some of my headshots from this folder to this folder. As mentioned earlier, one way that can be accomplished is just by dragging the file and drop it in here. So let me show you how this is done. First thing you do, you would open the folder. You would open the folder, by double clicking, and whenever you're opening a program, most programs or folders, you would be clicking on the left side of the mouse. I will always reiterate that, on the left side of the mouse. The mouse has two parts. It's divided into two parts, right? A right side and a left side, and plus it has a scroll wheel. All right, so you would be clicking on the left side of the mouse. If you click once, it won't open. It will not open. You have to double click. All right, so there it is. I double click it, and that's the folder with all my headshots. Now the folder that I want to drag the files in, they're over here. It was hiding behind it. So what I did, I just drag it over here. I'm gonna bring this back up here by just you put the cursor on the edge of the folder here. Hold it down. Hold down your mouse, and you can move it around. Right? See that? All right. So if I want to drag one of these photos of me into this folder over here, how can I do it? And as mentioned earlier, one way to do it is just to drag and drop the file. So I'm gonna drag. Do not double click now. You're just gonna left click once on it, and you're gonna keep your finger on the mouse, right on the mouse, and you're gonna drag it over right on top of the folder, and you're gonna release. Right now, if I double click on this, let me just minimize this folder. If I double click on this folder, there's my picture inside of it. All right, there's my picture inside of it. All right, so I'm gonna minimize this, and I'm gonna go back to my original folder now with all the headshots. Now I want to transfer another photo, but I do not want to drag and drop this time. Another way to accomplish this task is to copy and paste. The difference between drag and drop though and copy and pasting is that when you drag and drop the file, it physically moves the file, right? Physically moves the file, right? When you copy and paste, you're only making a copy of that file, right? So let me show you. I'm going to double click this folder. Let me just put it here so we can see both folders at the same time. Let me try this one. I'm going to copy. So to copy, you're going to right click on the mouse. Not left click this time, not left click. You're going to right click you're going to make one right click on the right side of the mouse, okay? And when you make that right click, you get all these commands here. You know, this window open with all these commands, right? And the command that we are looking for is copy. All right, so we're down here, it says copy. And then this time you're going to left click. You know, you're going to click on the left side of the mouse. So you're going to hit copy, right? I'm just going to highlight the folder that I want to place the picture in. And I'm going to put my mouse in this folder, right? Or in this window. I'm going to right click again. And then I'm going to try to find paste. And I'm going to left click and hit paste, and there you go. There is the, you know, there's the folder in the file. Now, so like I said earlier, the difference with drag and drop and copy and paste is that with drag and drop, you physically move the file or the folder from one location to the next. With copy and paste, basically you're just making a copy of a specific file or folder. All right. So there, that's how you do it. Copy and paste, drag and drop. Right. If you'd like me to demonstrate this again, to make another video to kind of, you know, demonstrate this in more detail, or to expand on this a little bit more, let me know in the comments, right? I want to hear you. I want to get your feedback, because like I said, this is all about learning. You can learn from me, and I can learn from you. I'm sure there are individuals out there, you know, the things that I know is nothing compared to some people out there who uses computers. I just know the basic stuff to help myself and to be able to do some of these little tutorials for you. All right. So those are the main reasons why, you know, you would want to move files around. You would move files around for backing up and archiving, you know, to free up storage on your main drive, you know, your hard drive, to prep some files for deletion. You want to get rid of them. You know, you also want to create a system where, you know, you can find stuff easily and access stuff very quickly. And last but not least, you want to create a clean workspace. All right. So that was just a simple, what should I say? It was just a simple explanation, you know. We're going to go into details in other videos about how to transfer files from the computer to, you know, to drives like these, external drives like these, you know, for similar purposes. All right. So if you have found this video valuable and you think you're gonna find more value in this channel, just go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and you know, so that whenever I drop a new video, you will be notified. All right. So thank you so much again, guys, for stopping by. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope I was able to kind of enlighten you somewhat. I hope this little demo, while not very exhaustive in any way, I was able to teach you something. This is a channel I created just to help individuals who are not really tech savvy. They are timid when it comes to using technology. They're very, you know, suffer from a little bit of technophobia, so to speak, this is where I try to break down stuff, the stuff that I know or the stuff that I can understand, into bite-sized pieces of information that are easily digestible, so to speak. Because when it comes to using computers, it's all about managing files. There's so much. We are living in a digital world. We are living in a digital world, and we have to be able to manage files, move files around, and that's just the nature of the beast. All right. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.